Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, along with everything in them. On the seventh day God was finished with his work which he had made. So he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. God blessed the seventh day and separated it as holy, because on that day God rested from all his work which he had created, so that it itself could produce. Genesis 2, 1 through 3. Hello friends, welcome back to Cosmopolitan Cornbread. My name is Constance, and today I thought I would do something a little bit different. From time to time, I've had people ask me about keeping the Sabbath or Shabbat, and I've talked in the past about what a typical Shabbat looks like for me and the things that I do as far as how I keep the day and how I do things with the homestead and the animals and things like that. And I've talked about it a couple of times here and there. But something else that people ask about is prep day. Well, prep day is the Friday before the Sabbath. Now, one of the things that I really like to do on prep day is bake some homemade bread. And on this particular day where I had decided to bring you along and film it, I decided to make some challah bread. I don't always make challah for Shabbat, but I'm always glad when I do. So most Fridays, I'll spend a lot of time in the kitchen, preparing a meal, baking. Whenever possible, I try to make sure that the Friday meal is going to be a nice one. And I always try to cook a little bit extra so that there's plenty of leftovers the next day. I'll also spend a good bit of my day on Friday cleaning up the house, tidying, dusting, and just making it all around nice and cozy. Maybe light some candles, put some oils in my diffuser, and just make it a nice, calming, relaxing atmosphere while I go about the day. I try to do my grocery shopping and all of my errand running on Thursday, sometimes on Wednesday, so that on Friday I can just spend the day at home, blessing the home and making it nice. And while I do enjoy making challah, I don't always braid it quite the right way, but that's all right. It'll taste delicious even if it isn't perfectly braided. Into the oven for the second rise. If you hold back your foot on Shabbat from pursuing your own interests on my holy day, if you call Shabbat a delight, Adonai's holy day worth honoring, then honor it by not doing your usual things or pursuing your interests or speaking about them. Isaiah 58, verse 13. Here I'm putting an egg wash on the challah bread, so that it'll develop a beautiful deep golden color. Somebody snuck into the kitchen and she's hoping I won't notice her. So on this particular day, I decided to make a chicken dish that I hadn't made in a really long time. Although it was one of the very first recipes I ever published on my website, called Picnic Chicken. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm mixing together the coating that will go on the chicken. My timer went off and it is time to put another layer of the egg wash on the bread. Alright, I'm finishing up the coating for the chicken and I'm just going to set it aside for a little bit and work on the next thing. I'm lining a skillet with some parchment paper that I'm going to bake my dessert in, and I have a pot of water going over there on the stove. So I'm cutting up some bread that's a few days old, cubing it up to make one of my favorite desserts, which is bread pudding. The water is boiling, so in with the pasta. And then back to the dessert. And yes, I pretty much always sniff my eggs every time I crack them open. You shouldn't smell anything when you crack open an egg. So bread pudding, of course, is a very rich dessert with basically a custard that is soaked into the bread and baked. And this particular one uses maple syrup as the sweetener. And the challah is done. Now, I don't always make desserts for Shabbat, but every once in a while the bug will bite and I'll go ahead and make something. And I had been in the mood for quite a while to make some bread pudding, and so I decided to just go ahead and make it on this particular day. Now, I had planned on putting this recipe on my website prior to this video coming out, but I got a little bit behind, so you'll be able to find the maple pumpkin bread pudding recipe on my website next week. So I've been cooking some pasta to make a side dish to go with the chicken. And I had decided to make some baked macaroni and cheese, although I'm using penne pasta instead of macaroni. You start off with a white sauce, melt in some cheese, add in the cooked pasta, mix it all together, spread it in a pan, top it with some extra cheese, and then into the oven. I have some very thin chicken fillets that I cut, and I'm dipping them in an egg wash and then with the coating and then into the skillet. The people of Israel are to keep the Shabbat, to observe Shabbat through all their generations as a perpetual covenant. It is a sign between me and the people of Israel forever. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, but on the 7th day he stopped work and rested. Exodus 31:16 and 17. And at this point, all of the homestead chores have been done. Dinner is ready. The house is clean and tidy. And right about now is when the sun is usually getting ready to set.
I come to you in times of trouble. You're always resting at my door. Though I've wavered, you've been waiting. I'm the one you're looking for. Gratefully,
I go outside with my granddaughter and we blow our shofars to welcome in the Shabbat. I pick out one of my real ones. She grabs her toy one and we blow our shofars together. And then we come into the house. I light the candles. I say blessings over my granddaughter, blessings over the Sabbath meal. Light the candles, and then just welcome in a time of rest, a great meal, and spending time with the Father.
alone can see me clearly, even in my deep despair. In the giving we receive it. Show